Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya, Saturday morning. Today we will be just replaying His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj's class, basically glorifying Gadadhar Pandit and Bhakti Vinod Thakur. This was actually, yesterday was their disappearance day, and we'll just play this today. Hare Krishna. Sorry, I had just wrongly put the picture of other Prabhu. I'm sorry.
Okay, so today, as you know, is the disappearance day of a very great sage whose name is Thakur Bhakti. And this is also the disappearance day of Gadadhar Pandit. So we'll start by chanting Bhakti Thakur's Pranam Mantra. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidandanamane Lord Shakti Surupaya Rupanuga Brayate. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sachinanda Bhakti Vinod, who is the transcendental energy of the Supreme Lord. He is a strict follower of the Vedas, headed by Sri Rupa Goswami. Thakur Bhakti Vinod occupies a very special role in our movement. Prabhupada said, he is virtually the founder of the Krishna consciousness movement. After the Lord's disappearance, Lord Chaitanya's teachings had fallen in the wrong hands. And when Bhakti Vinod was on the planet, Bhakti Vinod Thakur appeared in 1838 in a very opulent environment in Orissa. And at a young age, he became a scholar. He introduced English education in schools in Orissa. So, and he then obtained a very high position with the government of India. Those were the days of the British Raj. And the highest position an Indian could hold was that of district magistrate. He was very well educated. So Bhakti Vinod's childhood, he was born in an opulent family. Then gradually his family's fortunes declined. He went on a pilgrimage to all the tirthas of India, studied English, and then he started teaching English speaking to a Britisher who later became a member of Parliament in England. He was very well versed. After he obtained his job as district magistrate, Bhakti Thakur was working as a district magistrate, and he re-established the pure teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his writing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement had virtually become a Sahajas movement. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was on one occasion searching for a copy of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and he could not find it Bengal or in Orissa. So he re-established pure teaching. He was initiated by Vipin Bihari. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he was working as a district magistrate, he corrected many of the flaws in society. There was at that time a bogus incarnation who claimed that he was Vishnu and Shiva. Why? This person had mystic powers. He also knew Tantra, and he was flirting with people's wives, daughters, sisters. So complaints reached to the British government. Please take action against this false yogi. Many were accusing him, many were applying for. So the British government knew that Bhaktivinoda was a person of high character and high ability. So this tough assignment was given by the British government to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. The Hindu policemen were also scared to touch this man. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, with about 70 policemen, went to the jungle where the so-called incarnation was residing. This man was claiming, I'm Vishnu's avatar, so don't stop me for anything. And he was against the British rule. So when they reached the hut, this mystic yogi knew Kedarnath Datta has come. Kedarnath Datta was the name given to him on birth by his grandfather. He said, Kedarnath Datta, I know why you're here, but you don't know who I am. I'm going to drive the Britishers out of India, and I'll make you the viceroy of India. Okay? And you don't know who I am. I am Vishnu. So Thakur Bhakti said, if you are Lord Vishnu, what are you doing in this jungle? You should be residing at the Jagannath Puri temple, where the Lord resides. He said, that Jagannath Puri temple, that's not God. That is just a wooden statue. I'm God, why should I go there? So Bhaktivinoda Thakur was furious when he heard this man say that is just a statue. And he ordered the policeman, arrest this man. Bhaktivinoda Thakur took a Muslim crew with him, with a Hindu policeman who were too scared in touching him. So this yogi was arrested and he was brought to Jagannath Puri for a trial. When he was arrested, thousands of his followers went in demonstration. Please release this yogi, he is God. And subsequent to that, Thakur Bhaktivinoda's family, one by one, they all started falling sick. And the whole town was saying, hey, this is because of Bhaktivinoda's falsely imprisoning Jajan and Vishnu. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur was determined. He knew the philosophy. So there was a trial, and this yogi was sentenced to 18 months in jail. 18 months. And as he was being taken out of the court, a British lawyer who had read the yogis keep the power in the Sika came from behind and cut his Sika. While the trial was going on, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's family members, one by one they all became sick. And on the day Bhaktivinoda Thakur was supposed to deliver the judgment, these days, of course, you dictate and the secretary types. But those days, such facilities were not there. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, as a judge, would have to write the judgment himself. So on the day he was supposed to deliver the judgment, his whole right side got paralyzed. But he was determined, and he wrote the judgment. This yogi, after some time in the prison, took poison and committed suicide. And all of Thakur Bhaktivinoda's family members gradually recovered. So he stopped this yogi from getting trouble. There was a tree in which there was a ghost living. And people would go and worship the ghost, and evil spirits would come from there. But these complaints also went to the British government. The Thakur Bhaktivinoda, there was a saintly person who came to Bhaktivinoda for alms. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur told him, "You go and read the Srimad Bhagavatam, sitting underneath the tree." So for a whole month, he was reading the Bhagavatam, sitting underneath the tree. And eventually what happened? The tree fell down and the ghost disappeared. During Bhaktivinoda's time, there were a lot of discrepancies in the Jagannath Puri administration. The British government had transferred Bhaktivinoda Thakur to Jagannath Puri, and he was put in charge of the temple also. So it was discovered that the king of Jagannath Puri had manipulated nearly 80,000 rupees. You can imagine 80,000 at that time. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur ordered that he had to serve 52 meals a day, Lord Jagannath. The king felt humiliated that this Bhaktivinoda had the audacity to sentence him. So he hired about 30 yogis, 30 tantrics, and they were doing a big yajna with the intention at the end of the yajna, Bhaktivinoda would die. But on the last day of the yajna, the king's son died. Nothing happened to Bhaktivinoda. Also, Bhaktivinoda Thakur had gone to Vrindavan, spiritual knowledge, and he accepted him as a Siksha Guru. So our parampara is basically the Siksha parampara. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he was there, he was told that there was a gang of dacoits who would plunder the sadhus when they would come to Vrindavan. Being a government servant, he used his influence to correct this evil practice. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a very bold preacher and who re-established the pure teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He had 10 sons, 10 children. All of them became pure devotees. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had prayed to the Lord, please may you send me a son who would be like the ray of Vishnu and who would be able to carry the movement forward after me. So in response to that, the Lord sent Vimna Prasad. Vimna Prasad later on became Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And on the occasion of Rath Yatra, it was a common practice that the Rath would stand in front of the magistrate's house for a day or two. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur's wife took advantage of the occasion, and she took Bimla Prasad and placed him at the feet of Lord Jagannath. Many innovations. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, his deep meditation was how to fulfill Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prediction. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had predicted 500 years ago, Pritivate Ajitata Nagaradigram, Sarvada Prachara Vaivimana. In every town and village of the world, my name will be chanted. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur had great faith that this prediction will come true. The year that Prabhupada appeared, Bhaktivinoda Thakur had written a book on the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in English language. And he was a great visionary. So he sent his book to universities around the world. Just imagine 1896. And this piece of philosophy to prominent people. He was a very efficient judge. He would take a fraction of the time that even the British judges would take in concluding a case. He would hear the case and give his judgments very fast. And he was so efficient that the other judges became envious of him because he was too smart. Bhaktivinoda Thakur led a very austere life. He was very polite. He did not anger anyone. And anyone who came to him walked away satisfied. After 24 hours, he would sleep for only 3 hours. Only 3 hours. 6 hours a day he would spend to do his judicial duties in the court. He was a man, judge. 3 hours a day he would sleep. 6 hours a day he would write. He used to write day and night. His book, Harinam Chintamani, talks about the holy name being a touchstone. He had great faith in the holy name. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had requested the British government to transfer him to Krishnanagar. Why? He was not happy with Navadvip being declared as the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Navadvip was being promoted by the hungry pandits who were making a lot of money from tourists. Bhaktivinoda Thakur could not, he got his transfer to Krishnanagar, and he, as a collector, got all the maps of the villages in that area. And he did not accept Navadvip as the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And one day, he was sitting in his room in Godamdev, and he came out in the balcony to look on the other side. And he saw Lord Chaitanya dancing in ecstasy. And then he took his devotees and he went to the place to discover, to investigate what was happening. When he came to that place, did all the research. Now they were mainly Muslims living there. He concluded, this is the place where Lord Chaitanya appeared, and not nowadays. And he wanted this to be verified by senior authorities. And the more senior and asked him to visit the land which he thought was the actual place of birth. As soon as Jagannath Babaji reached that location, he jumped out of his basket and said, this is it, this is it, this is it. And then a big feast was held and it was officially announced that this is the place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually appeared. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote books on the science of pure devotional service. He was very familiar with the Christianity doctrine and he wrote his books in English. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had made 3 important predictions. That one day, a very powerful Maharathi would appear. Maharathi means a general, a soldier who can do many functions at the same time. Very soon, a Maharathi will appear who will take Lord Chaitanya's teachings to every corner of the globe. Sajinanda Jai Sajinanda. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur's 3 predictions have all come true. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a great visionary and he was born once and there was a Brahmanical Sabha in Calcutta and Bhaktivinoda Thakur was invited to address. Bhaktivinoda Thakur's health wasn't so good, so he sent his son Bhaktisiddhanta. Bhaktisiddhanta was specially trained by Bhaktivinoda Thakur in all aspects of devotional service. And he was given a Kurma Shila to worship. Bhaktisiddhanta was a walking encyclopedia. He was known as a lion guru. He was fearless and a great scholar. So Bhaktisiddhanta represented Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his assembly of Brahmanas. And Bhaktisiddhanta, when he spoke, he first glorified the position of the Brahmanas. He said, a society cannot succeed without Brahmanas' input, which is a fact. Brahmanas are compared to the head of the body. The Kshatriyas are compared to the arm. Brahmanas, and they even conspired to kill Bhaktisiddhanta. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a great visionary, and in his books he emphasized the importance of humanity. So today is the disappearance day of this great saint, Avirbhav and Tirabhav. Avirbhav means the day a great sage appears on the planet to fulfill the Lord's vision. Tirabhav means the day he disappears. So normally, on a day a person has passed away in the middle of the Hindu temple. So there are many wonderful prayers. They have come, they have forgotten. It's our practical experience. When we are in difficulty, we pray to the Lord. But when the difficulty gets over, we forget. So the child in the mother's womb is in a very uncomfortable position. Prabhupada said, if we had experienced that pain, even for a second we would die. Child in the mother's womb, and she was be locked up in a small space, sits down with her head down like a bow. So when the child is in difficulty, he prays, please my Lord release me. I'll come out and worship you. Thakur was going to say, you gave this assurance, but now that you've come out, you have forgotten it. And then he said, I have descended just to save you. Other than me, you have no other friend. So, who is our friend? In materialistic society, we have fair weather friends. Fair weather friends means when as long as we can benefit from each other, we are friends. And the moment you can't benefit, we separate. So we have so many so-called social friends. But who is your real friend? He says, Ami bina bandhu hai ki ache tumhara. Except for me, you have no other friend. In other words, your real friend is whom? Your real friend is one who who tells you the basic truth. Engage in devotional service. He's your real friend. The knowledge may sound better, but in the end it becomes sweet. So he says, I'm a real friend. And he says, I have brought the medicine to cure you. And which is this medicine? The holy name. And where is the holy name coming from? The spiritual world. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I am your only real friend. I have brought the medicine to cure you. Now fall at the feet of the Lord and beg for the holy name. Usually we fall at the feet of the Lord and beg for material goodies. He says, please beg for the holy name. And he further says, Vihe Thakur, Vali Thakur, Sadhari Bole Thakur. Doesn't matter which ashram you live in, you may be a brahmachari or grihastha or sannyas, please share the holy name. Whether you're in happiness or distress, please chant the holy name. Generally, when we are materially prosperous, materially successful, we don't turn to the Lord. But if we are in difficulty, we do turn. And he says, in both the situations, please chant the name of the Lord. So, on Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Tirabha, we meditate on his wonderful achievements. And why did Prabhupada say he was virtually the founder of the Krishna conscious movement? Because prior to his appearance, Lord Chaitanya's philosophy was in the wrong hands. The Vaishnavas had lost all respect. People would not associate with Vaishnavas because their philosophy was sahaja. So he fought against all odds to re-establish a pure teaching. And he empowered Bhaktisiddhanta, trained him up to further carry out this process. Bhaktisiddhanta was very, very austere. On one occasion, as a child, he ate a mango without offering it to the Lord. When Bhaktivinoda Thakur found out, he said, my dear son, you should not eat anything without offering. So Bhaktisiddhanta took it so seriously that he did not eat mangoes all his life. Whenever his disciples would offer him mangoes, he would say, I have offended. Bhaktivinoda Thakur established a printing press. He established a newspaper called Harmonist and Sajantoshni. And he started publishing books in local language. Just imagine, after 24 hours, he would take rest for only 3 hours, translate books for 6 hours, work in the court for 6 hours, correspond with people, and meet people. After his retirement, he went to Calcutta and he was going house to house collecting 1 rupee per house as a donation to build the Bhakti Bhava. And a powerful Vaishnava said, we had 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan who were sent by Lord Chaitanya to present his movement and to write books on devotional service. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur is the 7th Goswami. He was called the 7th Goswami. And he was a very prominent speaker. He would defeat them. He defeated almost everyone in debates. He defeated the impersonal, and he presented a pure philosophy that we are servants of the Supreme Lord. So today is the Discipliners Day. So we should pray to him to give us strength so that we can be instruments in taking his movement forward. Today is also the Discipliners Day of Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Pandit is considered an incarnation of Radharani. He was 1 year younger than Lord Chaitanya in age, and Lord Chaitanya Nimai spent his childhood playing with Gadadhar. Gadadhar Pandit would make garlands for the Lord every day. He would make, and he would wear sandalwood for the Lord every day. In Orissa there was a temple to the Gopinath, where Gadadhar Pandit used to make garlands every day for the deity. But then as he used to make garlands every day for the deity, then as he got older, especially after Lord Chaitanya's disappearance, he felt very hard to live, so he aged very fast. And as he aged fast, he could not stand and put garlands on the deities. So what did he do? The Lord, to please his devotee, the Lord sat down. And this is the only deity where Krishna is standing down, so that Gadadhar Pandit could easily offer the garland on him. But today is the Discipliners Day of Gadadhar Pandit also. So we should pray to these great authorities to give us mercy so that we can make spiritual advancement. Thakur Bhaktivinoda's books are very powerful. In Harinam Chintamani, he talks about the glories of the holy name. He establishes the holy name of Chintamani, touchstone. Doesn't matter, knowingly or unknowingly, anyone who chants the holy name, he benefits. And in this book, at great length, he discusses the 10 offenses. Oh, Janma Karayadi Shana Kirtana, Tavadana Paya Krishna Padaya Premadana. When we are going chanting the holy names, birth after birth, and unless one learns, you avoid the offenses, you will not get full benefit. The Thakur Bhaktivinoda's teachings are very powerful, and he corresponded with religious heads all over the world and explained the Vaishnava philosophy. He was the empowered representative of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we all have a great debt to Bhaktivinoda, and we should cultivate the mood of humility. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, devotee should consider himself lower than a straw in the street, and we should cultivate the mood of humility. So today is Discipliners Day. So please fall at his feet and pray for his mercy. As you know, very soon there's going to be Rath Yatra in January. So the Rath Yatra is on the 7th July. So this is a historical Rath Yatra because the first Rath Yatra that was held by it's called was in San Francisco. And Prabhupada was so pleased that he called it New Jagannath Puri. So we should change the postal address to New Jagannath Puri. That's very nice. So all of you will be here. So the Rath today is by ISKCON devotees. At least 200 Rath Yatras are held around the world. I think it's probably even more. The border time, Lord Jagannath will give darshan only to the people of Puri or those who went there. But today, by Prabhupada's mercy, this Rath Yatra is being held in almost every corner of the globe. And at least in India, in the big cities, we have 8, 9, 10 Rath Yatras a year. And in Moscow, there's a big Rath Yatra now, which is 10, that I have to go back for. So the Rath Yatra here on Sunday, July the 7th, is the 53rd festival of the chariots. So please help with it. And Rath Yatra, as you know, is a very ancient festival. King Nityam built the Jagannath Puri temple, established a deity.
Easy to see this one, it's too small.
You can explain.
That's a big one. Same thing. Big
You want to
see
explain?
it better. See it better, yeah.
So they need help. Prabhupada once told me, we are professional beggars. So we are professional beggars. We virtually beg for everything. But the purpose of begging should be to connect the individuals to Krishna. By being connected to Krishna, one is never a loser, but only a gainer. So, please help.
Yes, Holiness Gopal. Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna. So I'll just there was a wonderful glorification of Bhakti Vinod Thakur in particular, then followed by Radha Pandit. Few points I was just seeing over here in terms of how actually Prabhupada says that Bhaktivinoda Thakur is actually the founder of the Hare Krishna movement, because there was a time after Mahaprabhu when the Vaishnavas were not respected and he had to re-establish, and he also talked about how he held. I mean, despite holding the highest position of district magistrate during the British Empire, he could still find time to do so much in terms of writing for 6 hours a day, and then meeting so many people, studying the and Chaitanya Charitamrita was not easily available. He had a lot of difficulty even getting a copy of that. But despite that, he was very efficient in his work, and he was very and he did so much to actually serve the movement. Um, uh, he also that is exposed the various bogus incarnations. He just talked about it in detail, and he was also made in charge of Jagannath Puri administration during a time when the king had misappropriated, and they did everything to kill Bhaktivinoda Thakur by doing yajnas. But actually, what happened was the king lost his own son, so it was it really showed very different things. Um, he had actually 10 children, and he actually prayed to the Lord to have at least one son like the ray of Vishnu. And His Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was his last son, and it just talked about how he was such a line like Acharya, and he was very strict. Then he talked about leading. I mean, Bhaktivinoda Thakur also led a very austere life, and he slept only 3 hours a day, and 6 hours of he was doing his official duty, and then 6 hours for writing, meeting people. He was doing all that, and on his request, he actually transferred to Krishna Nagar, which was actually very very close to Mayapur as well, and he actually played a role in terms of, in fact, he actually saw Lord Chaitanya dancing in ecstasy as he came out of his house, and he could actually identify Mayapur as a birthplace. Otherwise, originally it was called Navadvip. So then, and he just identified Mahaprabhu's place of birth and also got it verified by Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, who actually jumped out of the basket and he really danced about it. He had about 3 predictions, one of which talked about one day a very powerful Maharati will appear, who will take the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings all over the world. So Prabhupada is the one who actually, spread it across everybody. I mean, everywhere, all over the world. And he also kept saying that no matter what ashram you are in, chant the holy name. And this was something very, very, important for him, that we should spread across the holy name. He also published several books in the local language. And after retirement, he went to Kolkata and he collected 1 rupee to just build the Bhakti Bhavan. He was actually referred to as the seventh Goswami, spoke about it. And he was a very dominant speaker and he defeated various impersonals. So Maharaj said, this is an opportunity this on the Tirobhav Divas to pray to give us strength to take the movement forward. So he's the empowered incarnation of Mahaprabhu, and he wanted us to pray for this. Gadadhar Pandit, it was a very brief one. He's actually 1 year younger to Mahaprabhu, and he's actually the incarnation of Srimati Radharani. And he used to make garlands every day for the deity at the Tota Gopinath temple. And after Mahaprabhu departed, he wanted to age fast, and he aged very fast. And he became very old that he could not even reach to the deity to actually offer the garland. So the Lord sat down over there. So that was a very, today also we can actually see in that place how the Lord is sitting, and to help to make it easy for Gadadhar Pandit to offer the garland. And he said on this particular day of his Tirobhav Divas, pray for our spiritual advancement. And towards the end, he was talking about how more than 200 Rath Yatras around the world are being conducted by ISKCON all over the world. And it's so important that we actually connect everyone to Krishna. So that was the piece which I had just noted down. I'll just open the lines for others to comment if they have anything to add or share their reflections.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Yesterday I was waiting to hear this class, but today we got it. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Very inspiring also. The founder of ISKCON movement, actual founder of
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. This is all. I should give all credit to Sankarshan Pray Prabhu. He was the one who actually picked this. I'll convey the message to him as well. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Many regards to Prabhuji also. Thank you very
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you.
much.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams Prabhu. Thanks for the summary, Prabhu. The audio was little difficult to follow. So after your summary, I was able to recognize what Acharya was teaching, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji. I tried my best to hear whatever I could get from there. Yeah. Okay, so if there are no further reflections or comments, we'll just end the session now. With a Vaishnava Pranam, Vancha Kalpataru Pasta Kripa Sindhu Bhi Aivacha Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnava Pranam. Ananta Koti Vaishnavanta ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, and His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Hari Hari. We'll connect tomorrow. Hare Krishna. I'll end the session.